What's up guys, it's Ben from the Cousins, and in today's video we're talking about why I am excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which are releasing as you are watching this video tomorrow, November 18th, 2022. Finally, after 7, 8, forever waiting, the games are finally releasing on Nintendo Switch at I guess 12 a.m. 12 a.m. November 18th, but 12 a.m. as in Thursday night. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why I am excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, Dexter actually did a video that released yesterday or Sunday, and if you haven't seen it, he talked about his team, and it does have a spoiler-free section and a spoiler section. Now, preface this entire video, this is completely 100% spoiler-free. I have actually stayed away from most spoilers, so anything that I'm talking about in this video is what I've seen from official Nintendo trailers, websites, new Pokemon, all that type of stuff. It's all been officially announced. So I have this list on my iPad. You probably see me waving it around. It's just to keep me on track. None of these are in any specific order. I just have them listed that way I forget. This video is not very scripted. I just wanted some talking points, and if this video goes off the rails because I can't keep my attention straight and I can't keep my thoughts straight, well, just bear with me, okay? So starting off, we have the open world. Finally, we have an open world Pokemon game. We got a little bit of a taste of the Pokemon open world style with Legends Arceus, but it was kind of more of like a Monster Hunter-ish feel, where you started in the hub world, Jubilife City, or Jubilife Village? Yeah, Jubilife Village, and then you would talk to the guy, and then you would go out to the different areas to catch Pokemon and to battle and stuff like that. But this is a completely 100% open world. So from when you start the game to when you end the game, there'll be no loading screens, I assume. I mean, yeah, it's Pokemon, so you never know what you're going to get sometimes. That sounded very negative. I don't want this video to be negative. I don't want this to be complaining. I just want this to be positive. Excitement. Excitement. Finally, the train of hype is coming to a climax? To the peak? It's coming to an end because it's finally no longer hype season. It is playing the games season. I don't know what I'm saying. We're talking about Pokemon open world. That means there's 3 different stories, or that the game has 3 different stories. There's the gym challenge, which of course is the 8 gym badges, the champions, the Elite Four, question mark. I mean, I don't know, because Sword and Shield didn't have any Elite Four. They just had the champion thing, and you had to fight trainers. So I don't know how they're going to do it in this game. And then you have the Legend of the Herba Mystica, where you go with Arvin, I think is his name, and he's like a legendary chef, and he's looking for the fabled Herba Mystica. Don't really know what that is, but yeah, that's what that is. And then there's a Starfall Street, which is, I think you what am I saying? I think you battle all of this game's team, which is kind of like Team Yell, where they weren't really an evil team, they were just always in your way. You know what? Pokemon, bring back evil teams, please. I mean, Team Yell is just... Team Yell was not good. Like Spikemouth, Spikemouth. That was a poor excuse for a city. And I mean the Team Skull, they were also in the way, and they weren't really that serious of a team, but they played into it. They were just a bunch of little kids, and even their dialogue was funny. Even them, I remember specifically in Sun and Moon, when you beat this one grunt, he actually talks about how he's like, "Oh man, I lost. I already have low self-esteem." Anyways, I said I wasn't going to be negative. This is supposed to be a positive video. This is why I'm excited for Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, that's what Starfall Street is. You're going to be battling the team. I can't remember what they're called. And the trailers you see the trainer battling a Torkoal on a car, which, are we fighting the car? I don't know, but that seems pretty interesting. But 3 different stories, that's never been done or 3 different areas, that's never been done in a Pokemon game before. And they're calling it the treasure hunt because they want you to find something that you're going to treasure and remember forever. I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, it's 3 different stories. That's awesome, and you can do it in any order. So I think from my understanding is you can do like 3 badges, and then you can do Starfall Street, and then you can do the Urban Mystica, and then you can jump back to the badges, do the Urban Mystica again, Starfall Street. You can kind of jump around, I guess, like quests. But we'll see what it's going to be like when the game fully releases. The second reason why I'm excited for Scarlet and Violet is the legendary mounts, Miraidon and... oh man, oh no, I forgot, hold on, I gotta pull it up. You have the legendary mounts Miraidon and Koraidon, and you're going to be riding on and dependent on these Pokemon to get around. And I think that is... it's so cool. I think at first I was a little put off, but honestly, if you think about it, riding the legendary Pokemon, the one in the box, I just think that's so cool. I think it's better than just finding them in a cave or going down a long hallway and finding them at the end. Oh, hold on, positive. We're supposed to be positive here. But I think it's really cool. Miraidon and Koraidon, and of course, depending on which version you pick, if you get Scarlet, you get Koraidon, and if you get Violet, you get Miraidon. I guess what we're talking about, the version differences, I think these games are going to be the Pokemon games with the most version differences. Like, of course, games in the past have had different Pokemon, like version exclusives. Sun and Moon. Sun was actually daytime during the day, but if you played Moon, it was nighttime during the day and daytime during the night. That's very confusing, but that's how it was. So that was a version difference there, but these games have different legendary Pokemon. Well, I mean, most games do, but different legendary Pokemon. And then you have Ceruledge and Armarouge. Oh man, this video is falling apart. I can't remember any of the Pokemon. And then of course you have different schools. Depending on which version you pick, you'll be in the Orange School or the Grape School. I can't remember the official names. Please forgive me. But you have the Grape School and the Orange School. I think that's what they should just change it. Grape and Orange School. And then of course you have different professors. That is huge for the first time ever. And I think the themes of these games is past and then future, because you have also, they officially released different forms for the Donphan. You have that like machine looking Donphan with the the circle face, and then you have the long tusk Donphan, which actually looks really cool. The riding Pokemon, back to that, I think it's way better than HMs, and of course it only makes sense to have a Pokemon that can rock climb up a cliff face, and it can run like a bike, and it can surf in the water, and it can fly in the air. It only makes sense to have a Pokemon that allows you to do all those things in an open world setting. That just makes complete and total sense. I'm also curious how that's going to work, because it is the box legendary. So at what point will you be able to use them in battle? Like, I think of course they're going to give it to us pretty early on, judging by the footage. But at what point will you actually own them? Is that the proper term for Pokemon? Yeah, well, at what point will you actually be able to own them and use them in battle and register them in your Pokedex? Also, speaking of the legendary mounts, Cyclizar, such a cool Pokemon, dragon and normal, and I mean, it's pretty obvious, right, that it's a pre-evolution of Miraidon or Koraidon. Now this is kind of getting into some skeptic territory. I'm not too, nothing is confirmed. But obviously it's a pre-evolution, and judging by which version you pick, it's going to be either Koraidon or Miraidon, depending on what version you have, the past or the future. So that's pretty cool. I wonder, you know, what it has a new move that's a Shed Tail, which allows you to kind of switch out and put a substitute, which is, I'm not really competitively understanding. I don't have a lot of competitive battling knowledge, but that seems pretty cool. I don't know what I'm saying. It's very late, way past my bedtime, and I'm recording this video. I don't even know if I'm making sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. And third, what I'm most excited about is the starter evolutions. Now, I think they did this with Legends Arceus, but they didn't reveal the final evolution starters in Legends Arceus on purpose, because they have different forms. And what's funny is I actually didn't know that they had different forms until Dexter. He told me, he's like, oh yeah, they have different forms, and I was like, oh wait, what? I had no idea. We don't know the middle stage, we don't know the final stage, so to finally figure out what those will be is going to be so awesome. Fuecoco obviously being like a fire crocodile. And one of my favorite Pokemon is the crocodile line, the Crocorock, Crocodile, and Sandile. Oh my goodness, Gen 5 had some great Pokemon, but that's one of my favorite Pokemon. And to see a fire alligator, that'd be sick. But I'm definitely picking Fuecoco. I know Dexter is picking Quaxley, the water type, the water duck, just so suave with his hair flips and whatnot. He just looks so. And then you have Sprigatito, which is just such a cute grass type, a feline grass type. Dexter was telling me that his girlfriend wants to pick that one. So let us know in the comments below. Comment on this video. Which one are you going to pick? And I guess while I'm telling you to comment, go ahead and like the video while you're down there. And if you're not already subscribed, I know we have a huge influx of viewers. So if you want to stick around for more Pokemon content, more coverage and reviews on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, just go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you never miss a video. So another reason why I'm excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the co-op gameplay. I think it's so cool that you can go to, I think they call it the Union Stop or the Union Link. I don't know. It's a place where you can link up with up to 3 of your friends or random strangers, maybe, depending if you have the Nintendo Switch Online, through local play or Nintendo Switch Online, which of course is a paid subscription. But if you have multiple people in your family with multiple Switches, up to 4 of you can play together at the same time. Now, I'm curious to find out whether you can progress in the stories together. I think that would be 100% so stinking cool if you could do that. The probability of that happening, in my mind, I don't see it being too high. But to be able to play simultaneously with up to 3 different people, 4 players total, and get to explore the open world, that is so cool. That's all what Pokemon is about. And you can trade and you can do picnics together. Picnics, making sandwiches with friends. I think that's going to be so fun. And of course, one of the reasons I can't wait for co-op is, of course, you know, me and Dexter are going to have some co-op shenanigans going on. We'll probably have videos of doing stuff in co-op. But yeah, we're going to be playing together. Lots of co-op fun to be had in the coming months. And another reason why I'm excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the terrestrialization phenomenon. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I, at first, was not a fan of the terrestrialization. I just think the weird hat things is just not, it's not cool. Like, how are you, my super sweet looking Charizard, a mean Pokemon, is gonna have a weird looking hat. It just, Game Freak, why Game Freak? Why did you, like, couldn't you have just changed like the colors or like the aura or something? Why did you have to give it a hat? You know what, hold on, I'm sorry. Positive thoughts. I'm excited for the terrestrialization because it mixes things up, and each Pokemon can have different Terra types, is what they call them. And then they have the Terrestrialization Blast or Terror Blast. Or they're going to have a move that changes its type depending on the Terra type. And what's also cool is that the Pokemon will change its type depending on its Terra type, but will also keep the stab that it used to have. So Charizard is a fire and flying Pokemon. If its Terra type was water, it's going to get stab water moves, but it's also going to have stab fire and flying moves. So it keeps those moves, their same type attack bonuses, which is really cool. You can switch up all different types of Pokemon, and you can find maybe a Pikachu that's a rock Terra type, and then you find another one. They're giving one away for an early purchase bonus that's a flying type, and maybe there'll be one that's a ground type. I just think that's a cool way to mix up the formula. Will I miss Gigantamaxing? I don't know, maybe. So in conclusion, I said some negative things tonight, but you know what? A new Pokemon game is out. There's no time to be negative. All the negative stuff can wait. I'm so ready for another Pokemon game. I'm ready to dive into a new region. I want to make the most of these games, and I'm just going to have fun with it. And me and Dexter are going to have a lot of fun playing together. My brothers were all hyped for it. We're all getting different versions. So there's going to be lots of trading. I just hope that... I just have to say one more thing negative. 400 Pokemon at the release of Sword and Shield is not enough. 400 out of the 800 plus? You mean you cut the dex in half? Please, Game Freak. After cutting the National Dex in Sword and Shield, there is no reason why the National Dex should be cut in these games. Please, please don't do that again. You already threw the fan base up in arms 3 years ago now, with the hashtag bring back the National Dex, and just don't do that again. I don't care if you have a National Dex, like Sun and Moon were the first games to not have a National Dex, but you could still bring Pokemon into the game that weren't in the National Dex. They just wouldn't have a Pokedex entry. I don't care if you do that, but do not, please, do not repeat Sword and Shield that even after the 2 DLCs, all the Pokemon still weren't able to be in the game. Anyways, that was my last negative thing. I want to end the video on a positive note. If you're watching at this point, thank you so much for dealing with my scatterbrain thoughts. And hopefully this turns out to be a cohesive video. And if you're excited, as I am, as Dexter is, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what starter you're picking and what you're most excited about for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. With that being said, see you later, Pokemon trainers. I'm Ben from the Cousins. See you next time.